you have a lot of collection classes. Okay, list, you have array list, linked list, vector, queue, priority queue, dequeue, array queue, set, hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, tree set. Lot of collection classes are there. Okay, before I move on with collection classes, okay, what is a collection in a regular example, in a real-time example? What is a collection? You can tell me what is a collection according to you? Can you give me an example of collections? Then we will relate the same with Java. Take 30 seconds of time, think about it, answer please. Siddhartha, you are a computer savvy person. You said organized set of data with some relevance. I get that, but I said what is a collection in the real-time example? We'll come to the programming little later. I keep getting collection of similar things, collection of similar things. Okay, thank you so much for responding. But is what is that similar things? Group of items, Priya, I agree. Totally agree. What is collection? Give an example. Yes, Siddhartha says now the real world example, the music albums. Collection means collection of similar stuff. It could be pens, collection of paper, it could be collection of books, it could be collection of watches, it could be collection of CDs, it could be collection of everything. Similar group of stuff is collection, right? Okay, the same thing here also. Collection of objects is collection classes. Okay, employees, collection of employees. Let's say I have 100 employees working in a 100 employees working in an organization, right? So complete information about each employee for all the 100 employees will be stored in collection objects, right? There is a way I have to store, right? So that is collection objects. So couple of important collection classes are array list, vector, hash set, reset, hash map, hash table, properties. So we look at these things. Okay, before I move on with array list, okay. Okay. Okay, Suresh asked a question. We have database for storing these. Are we talking about in memory? Yes, Suresh. We have to store in memory to perform the operation, right? Let's say you have gone to an insurance company. You give your okay, or you will okay, you are the insurance company CEO. Okay, then you will ask your employee that how many number of insurance policy holders who have to pay in this month, right? So you will say that employee will list out all the policy holders who have to pay in this month. Okay, how you will display? Okay, it is all the insurance policy holders is stored in the database. I totally agree with you, but that has to be brought into Java, right? That has to get into the Java, and then you have to iterate each record and display it. From where iteration happens? It is happens in a collection classes, right? Okay. Okay, array is a fixed size. Like if I specify, okay, int a, okay, new int 100. So that means only 100 elements are there, okay, as a array size. So if one employee joins or 10 more employees joins the organization, then I cannot, every time I have to modify this program and rerun, and it will be a little difficult. Like, okay, Okay, now array list is resizable, right? Array list is, it grows automatically. Arrays are fixed. Array list is resizable. If I have 100 more employees joining, I can say dot add, or okay, it creates a new element, automatic allocates memory at the runtime and attaches to it. Okay, let's look at array list. Okay, how exact? Array list is the implementation of list interface. Array list is a fixed, but array size is fixed, but array list size can grow dynamically. Okay, array list is used to store objects and perform operations on it. Okay, arrays can store both primitive data types as well as array of objects. See, this is primitive data type. If I have an employee, right, I can say employee even array new employee of 100. So that means I'm allocating 100 employee objects, array of 100 employees. But after 100, I cannot allocate more than this, right? But if I have only 10 employees, then 90 employees memory is a waste, right? Array is a fixed size. Array list is dynamic in size. The moment new employee joins, it automatically allocates when you say new, and like that gets attached over here on the array list. Okay, array list is not synchronized. Vector is similar to array list, but which is synchronized. The not synchronized is it is not supported for multi-threaded, right? Vector is for multi-threading operation. Okay. Okay, see, if your application does not require insertion or deletion of elements, the most efficient data structure is array. It's, like, this is only 20 elements it's going to take. So then you go for array. But like, you don't know how many elements are there, right? But like, it has to happen at runtime. Then you go for array list. Okay. See here, same as array, but grows the size dynamically, and array list is a collection class where it stores only the object, not the primitive data type. See here, 0 is John, 1 is Carl, 2 is Mary. Then Clark, June, like that. Okay, how exactly you define an array list? Okay, array list, object to store. You can store an integer, string, employee, name of the array list object, new array list, okay, object to store. Okay, the given program stores string objects, okay, prints all the objects of array list in the new type of array, removes the string object by name and position, and displays a complete collection object. Yeah. So please look at this and tell me what might be happening. Again, I will explain, but I just want you to get familiar with the code. Array list is a collection class. It is storing string object. Name of the array list variable is even. You are allocating an object of type array list for which stores the string data, right? So you are adding 5 string objects to the array list even. Pavis, Charan, Samir, Java, Rohit. So system.out.println A1. So that means it will print Pawas, Charan, Samir, Java, Rohit in one single line. But here there is something called for each loop, right? That means for all the elements of A1, every time it goes through the loop, okay, every element of the array list will be assigned to str, and that gets printed, right? First time, this is called for each loop, okay? So I need not say for I equal to 0, I less than, so no, you don't specify like that. You can specify the loop like this also. That is, for all the elements of A1, okay, the loop is performed. But every time one object from A1 is taken and assigned to str. Okay, every element of the A1 is taken and assigned to str, and you are performing that on that element or this object. First time Pawas is assigned to str, second time Charan is assigned, third time Samir is assigned, fourth time Java is assigned, fifth time Rohit is assigned. So So 5 times this loop will run, okay, and it prints welcome STR, welcome Powers, welcome Charan. So in individual lines it gets printed. Let me run this code. Wait. See here, Pavas, Charan, Samir, Java, Rohit. Pavas, Charan, Samir, Java, Rohit. Now let's look at, if I remove Rohit, I can remove like string object like this. Okay. Then if I remove second element, okay, 0, 1, 2, Samir is gone, Rohit is gone. Okay, Charan is gone. Okay. If I print, I will have Pavas, Samir is gone, Samir is gone. Pavas and Java should be printed. See here, Pavas and Java gets printed. I can remove the elements like this by name also. See here, Rohit is gone. Second element 0, 1, 2, Samir is gone and Charan is gone. Left is Pavas and Java. Okay, I can add the elements by position. Okay. Okay, if you look at the same. So first element, so that is, okay, first element. Right now it has Pavas and Java. In between Pavas and Java, okay, first element added collections, it will become Pavas is 0, 1 will be collections and 2 will be Java when you run this program. See here, Pavas, collections and Java. Okay, it's very simple, right? Okay, have you understood this program, ArrayList? Okay, Vyan says yes, Suresh says yes, Priya says yes, Prakash says yes, Vishal says yes. Okay, Siddhartha says yes. Nilesh asked a question. So when we define an array list, no need to define a number like 10. Yes, yes, Nilesh, that's the main purpose of array list, right? So the moment you say add, the new memory for new object gets allocated, right? You don't need to define the that's compilation time. That is a static level. It is execution is at the run time. That is only when you want to insert a new object, the time in memory is allocated, and then you can store the data for it. Okay, that's the beauty of collections. Suresh asked the question, when you have printed an array list, why did it print in a square bracket? That is how it is printing. So basically when you say A1, A1 is an array list, okay? So when you say A1, so it prints all the elements in a square brackets. That's how it is written. Java has written like that. Okay, see here. When you print the collection object, it prints in a square bracket only. Okay, now I have a question from Vishal. Vishal, you are tell me more about string. Actually, we did speak about string, right? I said like string is an object where you can store the string data, a set of characters, string str equal to, right? So like this is text. It's basically used for storing the string elements. or character more than multiple characters? Okay, now let's look at the slides. Okay, so how exactly array list is declared? Array list object to store, array list objects, new array list, this is how it is stored. The given program stores string objects, prints all the string objects of the array list in new type of array, removes the string object by name and position, and display the complete collection object. That's what I've shown you here. So the array list, you can remove it by the name also, you can remove by the position also, right? Okay, let's look at couple of functions of array list, right? And the same program, whatever I have shown you, they put in here. Okay. How to trace the elements? You have, like, for each loop is this one. It's like, this one is for each loop. Okay. For each and every element of the collection, okay, the loop is iterated. Okay, if there are 5 elements in the collection class, then 5 times this loop will be executed. Okay, you have iterator, list iterator, enumeration. Let's look at for each how exactly it is working. Its action is similar to for loop. It traces through all the elements of array or array list. The same thing whatever we have looked at here. This is for each loop. For each and every element of A1. Okay. This loop is performed. Every element of A1 is assigned to str, and you are performing the operations of that element, right? Okay, look at this. No need to mention the size of array list. Array list name, okay, then the data type and the object of it. Okay, so this is the for each loop. You will be looking at iterator, like in hash map and hash table. I will be talking about iterators. Okay, you have see, basically you take enumerator, iterator for each loop, okay, or list iterator, any of the iterators. Why exactly you require is, okay, let's say you have 100 objects. Okay, if you have 100 objects, right, so how will you go through every object? Okay, what you do is, first time it's like a pointer pointing to the first record. Okay, let's assume each object is a record. So pointer will be pointing to the first record. Then when you say next, it moves to the next record, third record, 99th record, 100th record. It's like a pointer pointing to the record. So all these iterators, list iterators, enumerators for each loop, it's all like a pointer pointing to that particular record or an object, right? See here, iterator is an interface that is used to traverse through the elements of collection. So that means, like, so all the collection elements you will be traversing. Traversing is like, going through each and every object is traversing. From 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 98, 99, 100, 100 objects. It traverses only in a forward direction with the help of methods, right? So iterator has like some of the methods like has next. Has next says whether there is a next element or not. Next record is there or not. If it is there, then only read. We will look at this in a loop. Next means it will read the current element and moves the pointer to the next element. Removes means it removes the current object from the iterator. So okay, look at here, array list dot iterator. It gives a iterator object. Iterator dot has next in a while loop. That means you're checking whether there is a next element is there or not. Okay, the has next will return Boolean value. It is true or false. If the next record is there, okay, then it says true. If the next record is not there, then it returns false, right? If the next record is there, it enters the loop and says iterator.next which will be assigned to the object. Okay, it retrieves the current record, moves the pointer to the next record, right? And this, it will be keep on moving next, all the records will be read till has next returns false. Has next, when it will return false? When there are no records next to be read. Okay, all the records are read in the collection object, then the time it returns false. Okay. List iterator is also the same. Iterator you can use for any other collection object, but list iterator is basically for the lists. Okay. List iterator is the interface traverses through the elements of a collection. It traverses in a both forward and reverse directions. Has next, next, remove, has previous and previous. Okay. List iterators. The example, same thing, like it's a list iterator dot has next, and if it is next object is there, then it prints that element. Enumeration is also the similar way, right? Enumeration is an interface whose action is similar to iterator, but the difference is that it has no method for delaying an element or array list. Okay, you cannot provide it for array list. We'll be looking at array enumeration in a short while, right? For hash map, you will be using enumerations only. Okay, vectors are similar to array list. It's absolutely the same if you look at the program. Okay, but only thing is vector is thread safe. You can use it for multi-threaded operation, right? If multiple threads are getting executed, then you can use vector. Okay, otherwise if you feel multi-threading is not required, then you can go for array list. Queue. Queue means like, it's like, okay, if I take a real-time example, real-world example, it's like any queue. Like let's say we are standing for taking movie tickets in a queue, right? That's the same queue which is brought in into Java. Queue is like first in, first out. Let's say the stands in the queue first will take the tickets, movie tickets, and comes out first, right? The person who stands in the last, okay, in the queue will come out last one, right? That is queue. So if you look at here, okay, queue is an interface, priority. Okay, priority queue is a class which implements queue interface and sorts the data stored. DQ stands for double-ended queue. There are a lot of collection classes for the queue also. DQ is there, priority queue is there. So many queues are there. The queue can be operated at both the ends. Same holds for insertion and deletion too. Queue operates in the principle of first in, first out. That's what I told. First in, first out means the person who stands first in the queue will come out the first, right? If 10 people are standing in the queue, first person who stood in the queue first will come out first by taking the movie tickets. Same queue only here also. The element which gets inserted in the beginning is the one which comes out first. The element which gets inserted in the last will come out last. The same. Okay. Okay, priority queue. Let's look at, so like, priority queue is the one which sorts the data. When it is storing only, it sorts the data and stores it. Okay, can you please look at this portion of the code? The poll method will retrieve the object, okay, from the queue. Okay, can you? Okay, Suresh asked, like, is it a first in, first out? Yes, Suresh, it is a first in, first out, but you have an option also to insert and remove from the both the ends. That option is there. Okay, if you don't use that option, it is first in, first out only. Okay. Suresh, you asked me a question, JMSQ. It is little out of topic. People doesn't know what is Java messaging service over here. It is, to answer your question, it is not a JMSQ. JMSQ is different, right? You have two types of JMS. One is point to point and subscriber and one more thing. Okay. See, as I said, priority queue. Okay, it's like array list only. Array list stores the objects. Similarly, all the collections will store objects only. It stores integer object. Name of the PQ, name of the priority queue is variable is PQ, and you are allocating the memory for this class. It becomes an object. So that memory is address is assigned to PQ. So PQ will become an object of priority queue. So at the end, PQ is an object of priority queue. So it is storing from 10 to 1. Okay, but the advantage of priority queue is it sorts the data. Okay, it sorts the data. So if even though I'm putting 10 to 1, okay, since it stores in a sorted order, it prints from 1 to 10 for me. Okay, so when I say pq.poll, so it prints 1 to 10. You look at this program, right? See here, 1 to 10 gets printed. That's the advantage of priority queue. It sorts the data. Okay, if I use any other queue, it comes out 10 to 1 only, 10 to 10 to 1. But since it's priority queue, it sorts the data. This program inserts the data from 10 to 1 in the queue and displays it in a sorted order. Okay. A set is basically another collection interface. A set is a collection interface. Hash set and tree set are implementation from set. Cannot have duplicates. Set, the main advantages of a set is it cannot have duplicates. Okay, class hash set removes the duplicates and gives better performance over tree set. It does not guarantee to store the data in the same order as it is inserted. Okay, class tree sort the adds the data apart from removing the uh, removing the duplicates. There are two sets. Usually it is hash set. Linked hash set is basically linked like a linked list. Okay, you have a tree set also. Nilesh, poll will retrieve the element from the queue. That object is obtained. That's what the poll says. Okay, now let's look at the purpose of a hash set is to remove the duplicates. Okay, but it is not guaranteed that the way you store it is not guaranteed that it will come out in the same order. It may or may not. Now let's look at tree set. As I said, tree set is the next version of hash set. Use the duplicates and it sorts the data also. So can you tell me what might be the output of this program? Basically you have a set as an interface, tree set, hash set, all comes from that. So if you look at set is an interface. Suresh, what do you mean by multi-dimensional collections? Yeah, you can put more than one attribute inside a class and use that as an object, right? That is multi-dimensional if you are looking for that. No, 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 multi-dimensional collections are not that. You can store objects. Okay, the same thing like, Pamela, Angelina, Britney, Shakira, and Fragile. So Pamela is removed. This program adds names, sorts them, and displays the name using tree set. Observe that Pamela is added twice in the collection. When printed, Pamela will be displayed only once, as the second entry is removed as duplicate entry by tree sort. Okay, we want to ask a question. One collection I want to have duplicates, another collection I don't want to have a duplicates. If you don't want to go for a duplicates, then like use this hash set or a tree set. If you want to have duplicates, go for array list. Okay, Nilesh asks a question. Tree set string TS and tree set TS. Is it optional? No, Nilesh. Basically, you have to specify the collection object. Okay. Yeah, yeah.